As you can probably hear in the background, it's a very windy day where I'm at today, so I hope that adds a little bit of ambiance, maybe some relaxing background noise for you all. Not a whole lot I can necessarily do about it, but we're going to roll with it. As always, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. So glad that you're here. For those of you who are returning, or have maybe subscribed, thanks for coming back. If you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe. It allows people like me to continue to make content for you all. And today we're going to be picking up where we left off in the book of Proverbs and continuing with the idea of, where is wisdom found within the Bible. And these are still the Proverbs of Solomon. So we're going to continue on with those. And we've got our trusty, handy-dandy highlighter right here for anything that we find that is really insightful or that stands out. And we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, starting out in Proverbs chapter 22. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, and favor is better than silver or gold. The rich and poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all. The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. The reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are the way of the crooked. Whoever guards his soul will keep far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's kind of a classic one. That's one that I've always enjoyed and that I tried to take to heart when I was younger. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is the slave of the lender. So back to back, we've got real good stuff here. So that's verse 6. This is verse 7. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave of the lender. And this was a verse that always inspired me to do the very best I could to be smart with my money and to get out of debt. Whoever sows injustice will reap calamity, and the rod of his fury will fail. Whoever has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. I like that one. Whoever has a bountiful eye will be blessed, for he shares his bread with the poor. Drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out, and quarreling and abuse will cease. He who loves purity of heart and whose speech is gracious will have the king as his friend. That's another good one. He who loves purity of heart and whose speech is gracious will have the king as his friend. So this is just a good reminder to keep your mind focused on the right thing. Be kind when you have the option and the choice. Be kind. You never know, you may invite the courtship of the king. The eyes of the Lord keep over knowledge, but he overthrows the words of the traitor. The sluggard says, "There is a lion outside. I shall be killed in the streets." The mouth of forbidden women is a deep pit. He with whom the Lord is angry will fall into it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline drives it far from him. Whoever oppresses the poor to increase his own wealth or gives to the rich will only come to poverty. Definitely a hot button topic today. We're here to read scripture and not talk politics, but I know that this is a hot button issue within politics right now. Definitely got some wind going on here in the background. Whoever oppresses the poor to increase his own wealth or gives to the rich will only come to poverty. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it will be pleasant if you keep them within you, if all of them are already on your lips. That your trust may be in the Lord, I have made them known to you today. Have I not written for you 30 sayings of counsel and knowledge, to make you know what is right and true, that you may give a true answer to those who sent you? Do not rob the poor because he is poor, or crush the afflicted at the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause and rob of life those who rob them. Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Good reminder here. Cooler heads prevail. Be not one of those who gives pledges, who puts up security for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should your bed be taken from under you? Do not move the ancient landmark that your fathers have set. We've got a little text box down here that we'll get to, or that we're going to get to. It says the instruction of a minimope. The style of the instruction of a minimope, thought to have been composed in the 19th dynasty, circa 1292 to 1189 BC, differs from that of earlier works. The work is reflective, placing less emphasis on practical advice for getting ahead and the rewards of worldly success, and more on the development of character that is modest, kind, and self-controlled, in relation to men, and pious and humble before the gods. A minimope is a long work consisting of 30 numbered chapters. It is carefully written in a more elevated literary style. It emphasizes the contrast between the wise man and his opposite, the heated man, and also places a greater emphasis on honesty than most other Egyptian works. So if that wasn't clear, this is an Egyptian work of wisdom. It is generally thought to be the closest example outside the Bible to the style and content of the book of Proverbs. Finishing off chapter 22 here. Do you see a man skillful in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men. Chapter 23. When you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat before you are given to appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Do not toil to acquire wealth. Be discerning enough to desist. When your eyes light on it, it is gone, for suddenly it sprouts wings, flying like an eagle toward heaven. Do not eat the bread of a man who is stingy. Do not desire his delicacies, for he is like one who is inwardly calculating. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the morsels that you have eaten, and waste your pleasant words. Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the good sense of your words. Do not move an ancient landmark or enter the fields of the fatherless, for the Redeemer is strong. He will plead their cause against you. Apply your heart to instruction and your ear to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he will not die. If you strike him with the rod, you will save his soul from Sheol. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart too will be glad. My inmost being will exult when your lips speak what is right. Let your heart not envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all the day. Surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and direct your heart in the way. Be not among drunkards or among gluttonous eaters of meat, for the drunkard and glutton will come to poverty, and slumber will clothe them with rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. We've got another text box down here that we're going to read here real quick. Instruction of Kakebni. Only the ending of this early work is known. The name suggests a connection with the vizier of Pharaoh Sneferu, late 26th to early 25th century BC, although most scholars date it to several hundred years earlier. The surviving portion deals primarily with proper behavior, especially the avoidance of gluttony when dining with others. Also praised more briefly are respect, modesty, and humility. Continuing in chapter 23 here. Buy truth and do not sell it. Buy wisdom, instruction, and understanding. Invest invest your time there. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice. He who fathers a wise son will be glad in him. Let your father and mother be glad. Let her who bore you rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes observe my ways. For a prostitute is a deep pit, an adulteress is a narrow well. She lies in wait like a robber, and increases the traitors among mankind. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who tarry long over wine, those who go to try mixed wine. Do not look at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. In the end it bites like a serpent and stings like an adder. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart will utter perverse things. You will be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, like one who lies on top of the mast. They struck me, you will say, but I was not hurt. They beat me, but I did not feel it. When shall I awake? I must have another drink. Chapter 24. Be not envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them, for their hearts devise violence, and their lips cause trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. That's a good one right there. Surprised I've never done this one before. So Proverbs 24:3 and 4. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might. For by wise guidance you can wage your war, and in abundance of counselors there is victory. That's a good one too. In an abundance of counselors there is victory. Always solicit good advice. Wisdom is too high for a fool. In the gate he does not open his mouth. Whoever plans to do evil be called a schemer. The devising of folly is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to mankind. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. There you go, people. You can do this. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. I believe that all of you are strong. Rescue those who are being taken away to death. Hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, behold, we did not know this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will not he repay man according to his work? My son, eat honey, for it is good, and the drippings of honeycomb are sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is such to your soul. If you find it, there will be a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Lie not in wait as a wicked man against the dwelling of the righteous. Do no violence to his home. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked stumble in times of calamity. For the righteous falls 7 times and rises again, but the wicked stumble in times of calamity. I've also seen this one, the translation say, for the righteous man falls 7 times and rises 8. Continuing on in chapter 24. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and be displeased, and turn his anger away from him. Fret not yourselves because of evildoers, and do not be envious of the wicked, for the evil man has no future, and the lamp of the wicked will be put out. My son, fear the Lord and the king, and do not join with those who do otherwise, for disaster will arise suddenly from them, and who knows the ruin that will come from them both. These are also the sayings of the wise. Partiality in judging is not good. Whoever says to the wicked, you are in the right, will be cursed by peoples, abhorred by nations. But those who rebuke the wicked will have delight, and good blessing will be upon them. Whoever gives an honest answer kisses the lips. Prepare ready for yourself in the field, and after that build your house. Be not a witness against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, I will do to him as he has done to me. I will pay the man back for what he has done. I passed by the field of a sluggard, by the vineyard of a man lacking sense, and behold, it was overgrown with thorns. The ground was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. Then I saw and considered it. I looked and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. Oh man, definitely a warning there for sure. I think that's a good place to stop for today. We'll pick up next time in chapter 25 with more Proverbs of Solomon. Our next video, I believe, is going to be continuing on in the mediastinum in our anatomy series. But I'm also looking at the next things that we will cover for the Spanish series as well. There's still some information that we can go through regarding the irregular verbs, so I definitely want to talk about that some too. But as always, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you did. We're almost at 100 subscribers, which is crazy. And please like this video so that other people can see it as well. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. See you soon.